Shalom, shalom. Man, in today's video, man, I want to talk about how a lot of men are not prepared, for being a husband, being a father, and ultimately being a man. One thing I've never gotten as I get older, how men, as they get older, can sit around and be couch potatoes, eat potato chips and sit up and play video games and not enhance their skills. Let's talk about it. All praise to the Most High, Yah Shalom. Thank you for tuning in to another Righteous Spirit-filled episode. Today, I'm back at it in them trenches, handling that kingdom business. Man, I tell you, man, a lot of men like the pleasures of life, not understanding that it takes a lot of greasing and a lot of lubrication to keep the pleasures of life going, okay? And this greasing and lubricating and applying oil to the squeaky wheel continues, and it increases, once you add a woman into the mix, once you get a wife, once you have children, the level of responsibility, the level of know-how, the level of wisdom you need increases as you build your family. Man, in the family, a good man will ultimately become a jack of all trades, because being an unskilled man is very expensive. Not knowing how to do anything is very expensive, and in this day, time, and hour, you have to get ahead of, the knowledge curve by learning as much as you can as a man. Learning the basics about, car electrical, home electrical, learning a little bit about plumbing, learning a little bit about patching walls, learning a little bit about all kind of odds and ends about everything, because the luxuries of life, sometimes they go down, sometimes they need repaired, and nobody in your house is gonna care about what you got going on. Nobody cares if you want to sit around and watch the game and, oh man, I was going to play Call of Duty. Hey, Joker, you the man in the house, the AC went out. All they want to know is when it's going to be fixed. You can be on your way out the door as a man headed to work, and your wife can be like, hey, the microwave door fell off. It doesn't matter how many times you've told, hey, don't slam the door. Don't slam the door. Don't do this. Only thing that matters in that moment, and you'll realize, is when is it going to be fixed? We can't use the microwave. Man, you'll learn as a man to get warranties on major items, vehicles, when it comes to appliances. I'll tell you, man, I've had in one summer, luckily we know an AC guy, man, a guy that was up and coming, starting his business to take care of us. But well before I have to call him, man, I'll be outside with my voltmeter. I'll be up in the attic, checking circuit boards, making sure the fuses ain't blown, checking capacitors, but this is skill sets that you have to learn. Now there's no excuse in today's daytime and hour with YouTube, and all these videos and how-tos on how to do stuff that you're not capable as a man. The last thing you want is another man coming to your house, charging you $300, spending 5 minutes replacing a fuse, pulling one panel off, flipping a switch, or replacing a fuse, and giving you a $300 bill. See, I refuse to let that happen when there's so much information out there that I can get ahead on stuff. Man, I came home one day and my wife was like, man, the gas stove won't ignite. Had to troubleshoot it, man. Had to, get on Amazon Prime, order an igniter. Luckily, I had a soldering iron, so I was able to take the bottom of the stove apart, solder in the igniter back up. Only thing people want to know in your house is when is it going to be fixed. It doesn't matter. I want you to understand the priority. Man, the AC could be out in your house. You could have told your family, hey, we going to the amusement park. We going to the carnival. And as a man, I want you to realize the expectation is we going to the carnival and that AC gonna get fixed. When is it gonna get fixed? When we going to the carnival? They come home from the AC, they come home from the carnival all hot and bothered. They gonna want to sit in a cool house. You know, summertime right now. You know, people are buying these little above ground pools. Your transmission can go out in your doggone wife's car. And guess what? Hey, when we get in that pool, you promised to, this is a man. I don't promise anything. Everything is Yah willing. Everything is Yah willing because I know I have to constantly work. The Most High Yah said, work 6 days, rest on the 7th. Constantly working, constantly doing something. I mean, I can show you back there, man. I woke up one morning thinking my day was going to go a certain way, and my doggone chicken coop had blew over due to a windstorm we had. And that's what led to, okay, had to start the construction on a new one. You know, it's always something, patching drywall. Man, you got to learn all this stuff. As a man, I keep tools everywhere. I keep tools in my truck. I keep tools in certain parts of the house. Like on one side of the house, I know the most common tool I'm gonna need is a flathead and a Phillips and an adjustable, slip pliers. Pretty much, it's got to be that way. In my vehicle, I keep jumper cables, keep all kind of stuff. You're gonna be somewhere, and the expectation is, hey, you're a man. You should know this kind of stuff. How come you don't have jumper cables? So I keep this kind of stuff ready to go, because there's always gonna be something. Man, your children are gonna be playing and they're gonna knock the whole bathtub faucet off, and it's gonna be 9:30 at night. You're gonna be trying to figure out how to fix this. Only thing they wanna know is when it's gonna get fixed. Doesn't matter what you got going on, what was on your agenda, what was on your plate. It could be the night of your favorite. I'm not a man that's into sports. I'll go ahead and say that. I spend my time learning other stuff, so I'm not really into watching sports. Within the last 3 years, man, I might have watched a total of collectively maybe an hour of sports between basketball and football. That's just because my family wanted to watch it, but I don't have time to sit on the couch because there's always something that needs to be addressed. There's always a squeaky door that needs a little WD-40. There's always things that you want to do to get ahead. When it comes to, as a man, if you own a home, look up at your filters. Look up at your filters, man. If they all dirty and dusty and gray, nobody's gonna tell you to fix that stuff. Nobody's gonna tell you to do the maintenance. As a man, you have to take initiative and say, you know what, I need to replace these filters, because if that AC can't breathe, it's a high probability I'm gonna choke this doggone AC out, and it's gonna go out on one of the hottest days of summer. And that AC technician, if he does come out and he looks up and see them filters dirty, he gonna be like, yeah, we're gonna have to give you a new AC unit. So just because you didn't want to take initiative and do the work and make sure everything was up to par, man, that's gonna be very expensive as a man if you don't know how to fix nothing. You don't know how to do nothing. Let me show you something, okay? This right here on your AC unit. Get you a voltmeter, man. This panel right here, this whole front cover comes up off of there, and then there's an electrical panel up there that you can test with the voltmeter and things like that. This is your fan motor. This will go out. When you hear the AC blower coming on in the house, but this ain't spinning, you got a problem, okay? You can take a water hose and rinse these coils out all the way around there, making sure it's clean, making sure those coils can breathe. It's so much preventative maintenance. When it comes to your wife, man, your wife will have the music playing in her car, won't even pay no attention to the oil light on, won't even pay no attention to the check light engine is on, because they just be rolling. They know they got a man, you are the fixer. So you have to constantly, hey, let me get in this vehicle and see how everything's operating, because you're going to have something on your agenda, and next thing you know, your wife going to be coming to you, my transmission is going, yeah. You can be like, oh, wait a minute, what is that? You know, come to find out, when she tell you the story, check engine light been on for a month, but she just thought it was gonna go away. Transmission ain't got no oil. Transmission ain't got no fluid in it. Hit a pothole, knocked a hole in it, drained it all out. It's always something. And all they want to know is, when are you going to get it fixed? A lot of men ain't prepared for it. They get stressed and they think they women is nagging. And I'm telling you the reality of it. No, they're not nagging. It's just inevitable. You know, and a lot of this stuff is happening. And if you don't allow yourself to be sharpened, you know, to learn new skills, it's going to be painful for you as a man. It's going to be painful, but I'm giving you the reality so you know you're not sitting around thinking, how come this stuff is happening to me? You know, why is this happening? No, man, stuff is going to break. For major appliances, man, get a warranty on it. You know, when you're buying a stove, a doggone refrigerator, all kinds of stuff. It don't matter what it is. If it's a major appliance, they cost over $500, man, get you a warranty on it. Them warranties sometimes cost $30, $40, but cover you for 5 years. When the compressor go out on your refrigerator, you want to be able to call Lowe's or Home Depot and say, hey, I got this warranty. I need to get somebody out here to look at it. Because if not, that bill, with you not having no warranty, and if you got a deductible, the technician without a deductible is going to come out there and to look at it and to get you the parts you need, it's going to be $400 to $600. But that little $40 insurance goes a long way, man, when you don't have a deductible. Somebody pulling up at the house, fixing this stuff after you've assessed, okay, it ain't nothing small. It's not a fuse. It's not a reset button. You've done everything you can at your level. Then you call the technician out. I'm telling you, man, y'all better wake up, because they're not making stuff like they used to. Stuff is not built to last. So stuff is gonna break. I want you to understand, a lot of the stuff in your house that looks very nice, it's got Temu quality. It's made out of Temu quality. Nothing is made really in the United States anymore. It's not made to last. It is made to break, because when things break, it is a money-making business. As men, man, always be willing to get your doggone iron sharpened. If somebody comes to my house because they need to fix something that's above my skill level, man, I'm right there taking notes, taking videos, everything. So I know, okay, he went up under there when it did that. And he pulled this out. I'm taking pictures of all that, because stuff is gonna break and you need to know what to do as a man. Don't let it scare you off. It's just reality. Closer to y'all ministries, kicking it gun barrel straight. Pow.